I joined the registry. I was an undergrad at GW. I remember I was just coming out of our student center, and a group of students had a table set up, and I decided to stop and talk to them, and why not? I didn't have to give any money or anything. It was just a cheek swab and writing down my information. Yeah, it wasn't a super thoughtful process, to be honest. It was just kind of because someone asked, and I was curious to see where it would lead. In 2017, I got a call that I was a match, so that was a year after I joined. We didn't go through with the donation for one reason or another. And then I was called again in 2020, which is when I was living in Tanzania, and so they managed to track down my mom, and my mom managed to track down me. And again, ultimately it didn't come to fruition. So the third time I was called, I had just moved back from Tanzania, but I was surprised. I didn't think anyone got called that many times. I remember I received a text from a staff member at the registry telling me that the recipient was in fact going to need the transplant and that they wanted to go forward with the process. Donation day was pretty easy. The doctor actually had to sign off on something because my heart rate was over 100. And I remember he said, "Oh, I'm glad you're excited about this because I am too." It was essentially like a very long blood donation. One of the coolest parts to me was that immediately after donating, they had the courier come and pick up the donation. And I thought, wow, this is really life and death. I assumed we would meet because Peter was so enthusiastic. In a weird way, I was nervous about it. Probably to a degree that I was like, your image of me is only gonna go downhill because I've already done the best thing that I can do for you. But no, it was mainly just excitement. Felt like I was gonna meet a long lost relative. The biggest thing that surprised me when I met Peter was just his energy. I was in New York for just a couple days, couple nights, and we were up until I think 2:30 the first night, 3:30 the following night. And I just remember thinking, man, this guy is, he's essentially double my age. And he's got more energy and vitality. But that was so cool for me, is like, oh, this isn't just that he's not sick anymore, he's thriving. I think it's the easiest way to have a very profound impact on someone's life. I thought a transplant was more about buying time and making someone temporarily healthy. I didn't realize that it could be a cure. It's realizing that another person could actually be the medicine for someone's illness, and that we're literally walking around with medicine in our bodies, and that's just a gift of nature. If you're a match for someone, you gotta think seriously about donating, because there's a good chance you're the only match, and if you're not the only match, you're the best match. The only reason I joined the registry is because someone asked me, and the only reason I donated was because someone asked me. And there's not the capacity to literally ask every single person, but I would want anyone seeing this to think this is your ask.